has 8 runners in here with the 2 scratches. The favorite is plus 160. That's just not the case normally in sports wagering, as we send you back to Acacia.
As you all were saying, these are young horses making a big jump, and looking at the number 6 Big Switch, Irad Ortiz is the type of jockey that will take a young and inexperienced horse away from the pony to warm up, especially when there's a lot of nervous energy. He's decided to try and keep her quiet out there on track as she's been tossing her head around. She's been really revved up once they got the tack on her, once they got the saddle on and brought her out to the track. Thought it was an interesting note to see how he was trying to keep her quiet, and she seemed to come back to him pretty well. But making a big jump into Stakes Company in just the second start, you don't want them to run their race, so to speak, out on the racetrack. And Big Switch, very energetic out there, so hopefully Irad able to keep her settled with that security blanket of the lead pony alongside.
Acacia, thank you. Look there at the 10 as well as the warm-up continues. That was Drizella going by for Luis Mendez. She's one of the more experienced of the horses in here. Here she is again. She holds just 1 win in 6 starts, but she's a very honest and hard-trying filly, Scott. She's hit the board in 5 of her 6 races.
She has, but this is a lot for a young horse, is it not, to have 6 starts under the belt? When you look at 2-year-old racing, normally they kind of max out around 3 or 4. That's just the reality, and some can handle it. And I'm Luis Mendez, a 20% trainer. He wins 20% of his races, which is a high statistic. It's equivalent to a batting average for a baseball player would be 200, but we don't gauge it exactly to that. 20% win percentage is very good, but we'll see what they have. I think a lot of this, like you said, there's not a lot of options once you break your maiden. And Michelle, when you got a California bred horse, and you've got these opportunities in front of you for this kind of money, don't you really kind of just need to take your shot?
You absolutely take it. Luis Mendez does a great job getting his babies ready to go, so that's why you see so many maiden races right away. I think the problem for Drizella here is I think she's extremely distance limited. You saw her better races have all been at shorter distances. Her off-the-board performance was going 6 furlongs, which is 3/4 of a mile.
Striking filly moving forward there, Michelle. Bold choice, the 2.
I like Bold Choice in here. I think that she can absolutely improve. She's still a maiden, so she has not yet won a race, but she tossed her head last time and still made up a lot of ground. Horses that are young and immature don't usually like to make up ground because they have to run into the kickback, the dirt being thrown into their face, and that filly showed that she was brave to do that.
The loading process is well underway for these California girls in the Golden State Juvenile fillies at 7 furlongs. Larry Colmes with the live call.
They're all in line. They're off in the Golden State Juvenile fillies. And it is Vronsky Feint and Drizella out quickly for the lead, joined on the inside by It's Simple. From the rail, it's Big Novel. These 4 with the most early speed. After that comes Big Switch, and then Vivacious Vanessa to the far outside. Break of another 2. The trailers are Medea and Bold Choice. Up the backstretch they go. It's Simple has a head in front. Vronsky Feint on the outside. Big Novel has the rail. Ran that first 1/4 mile in 22.46 seconds, and there's a 1/2 mile to go. Drizella tracks them in 4th position. Big Switch 5th in between horses. Medea has the rail in 6th with 3 lengths to make up. Then Vivacious Vanessa and Bold Choice last of a compact field. 3 furlongs to go. It's Big Novel and It's Simple. Big Novel and Neck. It's Simple is 2nd. Big Switch is coming up on their outside in 3rd to make it 3 in a line. And right behind them comes Drizella. Vivacious Vanessa's getting going too, but it's Big Switch coming up to the outside of Big Novel. Big Switch, Big Novel, Big Switch. Big Switch to the front. Big Novel battles on in 2nd. These 2 putting on a big battle, but it's Big Switch who pulls away from Big Novel to win it by about 3 lengths in the end. 3rd is going to be Vivacious Vanessa, running up on the inside of Drizella.
A big exacta indeed, both for John Sadler and for the sire of these 2 horses, Mr. Big, as his 2 offspring go 1-2. Big Switch with the victory at 3-1.
How excited is George Krikorian right now? He's the owner and the breeder of both of these fillies. He also stands Mr. Big, the stallion, and I know he loves to see these big offspring do big things.
It was a nice effort from jockey Irad Ortiz Jr. as well, Scott, because he saved ground behind the early leaders and then angled out into the clear at just the right moment.
And he had his target right in front of a Big Novel, who was always saving ground down on the inside, and she set the pace. But right now, you can just look at the body language. Joe Bravo's trying to shake up the reins at the 3, showing the riding crop, but the 6 was so smooth off the turn. And, you know, these are both substantial fillies, but the 6 has so much more size to her at this point in their careers. And Mr. George Kokorian